Hello and welcome to Unity Insights English. I'm here with another exciting video on Unity learning. In today's video, we will explore Unity editor icons. For those who are not familiar with me, I am Somnath Chaudhary, a professional Unity developer, and I create Unity learning based content for beginners. I have made a complete video about Unity game objects, components, and hierarchy, where I have explained what is game object, what are components, and what all you can do in hierarchy. Do check it out. The link is mentioned in the I button above. Our first topic for the day is scene window icons. Let's explore each of them. For that, first we'll open our Unity editor, and here you can see all the options. In your scene window, at top right, if you click on the triple dot and then go to overlays, now you can see all your overlays here. You can toggle them by clicking any of this. So for example, if you don't want to see this orientation, then click on it and you can see the orientation icon is gone. So to revert it back again, you can click on the orientation and it will be visible again. So now let's explore each of them. First, we'll start with this left, center and pivot. So if you select any game object, so for example, if I select the cube parent and rotate my camera, let's zoom in a bit, press F to zoom in. Now you can see the pivot is somewhere at the top right in this angle. And now if you can change it to center, then pivot would be in the center for this game object. So if you have to see any object from center, then you can toggle it between center and pivot. So center is basically the width by 2 and height by 2. So that would be your center point. Next we'll understand global and local. So as of now global is selected. So global means whenever your game object, if you select any game object, so this anchor point will be same as this anchor point. Whatever your orientation here you can see the same way. And now if you can change to local, now you can see your anchor point change because this object is 90-degree move. If I change it to 0, that means it is same as global point. So whenever you rotate any object, your angle changes, okay, in any degree. And then if I press W, now you can see the difference between local point where it is directing different angle. And if I switch it to global, now you can see this is the global axis. Our next option comes toggle visibility axis. So you can see here the grids you can see. So you can toggle the visibility, the grid by clicking on this small icon. So this is turning on and this is turn off. Next to that there is an arrow button. If you click on it, now you can change your grid to any other angle. So as of now it is in Y axis. If I change it to X axis, now you can see it changed to X. So similarly, if you want to change to Z axis, you can do that. Next comes the opacity. So opacity to increase the opacity of the grid where you can see it more clearly in high opacity, and if it is very much less, then it is compared as 0. Okay. Next we'll understand to handle and to origin. So as of now, to origin means the grid would be somewhere in 0, 0 position. So here my cube, if I place it 0, 0, 0, now I can see in 2D view. Now you can see here, it is exactly snapping here. Okay. So that is to origin, my grid. Now if I move any object to certain height, okay, some for example this capsule, I'm moving it up by around 3 unit, and if I click on to handle. Then my grid will snap to this point. You can see. And if I choose to origin, then it will come back to 0, 0 position. Next option comes toggle grid snapping. If you hover on it, then you can read a small description here. Available when you set tool handle rotation to global, which means to activate this icon, you have to change it to global. Then only this icon will be activated. Now, if you turn it on by clicking the small button, now you can snap it to grid by grid. It will be very much visible in 2D view. Pull it down, press W. Now you can see it is going grid by grid. Okay. And next to that, there is a small drop down. You can click on it and you can change it to any value. As of now, you can see the grid size is 2 by 2. If you change it to 1 by 1, now you can see the grid size reduced and your snapping will be now 1 by 1. Next option comes snap increment, where you can see the snap move value is 0.25. So for that, you can press Control button in your keyboard and then move your object. Here you can see the value is changing by 0.25 as it is mentioned here. You can change it to any value. So for example, if I want to change it to 0.5 something, now you can see it's 0.5, and if I press Control and drag, now you can see 0.5, it's increasing. Next we'll explore view options. The first icon of view option is draw mode. You're getting multiple options here. So as of now, shaded is selected. If you select wireframe, you can see your objects in wireframe mode. If you select shaded and wireframe, now you can see your object texture or material will be seen along with your wireframe. So there are multiple options. You can explore each one of them. Let's revert back to shaded. Next option comes 2D toggle. So you can change your camera angle from 3D to 2D at any point. So this is to toggle between 3D view and 2D view. Next option comes lighting. So if you, as of now, the light is on and the light source is from directional light. If you turn it off, so now you can see some difference that there's no light effect from directional light. Now the light source is skybox. If you turn it on again the light source would be your directional light. Next option in this section is audio. So if you have any audio in your game, so for that, if you want to test it in your scene window, then you can turn it on and you can test your audio. Next option is skybox. So if you turn it on and off, now you can see your skybox is getting visible and invisible. There is a small drop down next to that. As of now, we don't have any fog, flare or any other thing in this scene. So we cannot explore each of them as of now. But if you have any of these, you can toggle them so that your memory will be less used and your development will be faster. Next to that, there is a object show and hide, object toggle. So here you can see there is a capsule. Next to that, there is an eye icon. If I click on it, I can see my capsule is not seen. Okay. So if I now turn it on, now you can see the capsule. So this is to toggle the hidden objects. Okay. So you can see now this is getting toggled. Next option is your camera. If you click on it, the first is field of view. You can change your field of view to 120 maximum, below at least 4. So this is the threshold they have given, and 60 is the default value. Next it comes dynamic clipping. So dynamic clipping means where is your near plane and far plane. As of now, if I change this far plane to 100 something, and if I scroll out, like if I zoom out, now you can see after certain point, your objects will not be seen. Okay, it's not seen again. But if I change it to again some more value, suppose 1000, now you can see the objects are visible. So this is because of far plane. Next comes camera edging. So whenever I select any object, okay, now if I am pressing right click and W to move forward, now I can see whenever I release the button, W or S button, then the camera is stopping smoothly. But if I turn it off and then try to move toward, the camera stops like the jerk. So that's the difference between camera easing. Next, camera acceleration. So whenever I move forward, after certain point, it accelerates the movement. Okay. So if I turn it off, then my camera will always move in a constant speed. So that is camera acceleration. Also, you have a camera speed. If I increase to suppose 2, now you can see I'm moving very fast toward the object. And if I reduce the value to somewhere 2 or 3, 0.2 or 0.3 something, now I can see my camera is moving very slowly. So that's the camera movement speed. Also, you have a minimum and maximum threshold here. You can see it. Next comes gizmos. So if I scroll out, now you can see there is a directional light and camera icon. So for that, you can increase or reduce the size of the gizmos here. Okay. And if you select any object, you can see a orange color border around that. If you turn that selection outline off, now you can see the orange outline is not seen. So this is to help you all with the gizmos, with the different icons are there to understand like what kind of object it is. As this is a camera icon, so that means it's very much understandable that it's a camera. Similarly, for directional light or any kind of light, this is the icon. So there are multiple icons for different objects. So you can explore each one of them. In our previous video, we have already covered these tool options. So you can go and check it out there. Next, we'll understand this orientation. So orientation, there is a lock icon you can see. So as of now, I can rotate my camera with my right click and if I move my camera. So if I lock it off, then I'll not be able to rotate my camera because my orientation is locked. So I'll be only able to move left, right or up and down. So that's the lock icon. Next, there is a perspective and isometric. You can get two views. Where perspective, you will get to see all these objects with different Z value. Okay, so the depth. And in isometric, all the objects will be same distance from your camera. Also, you can utilize this small cube here to switch between perspective and isometric. Next to that, there are three icons. So now if I click on X, which is red, then I can see my object from my right angle. So you can see here it's written right. So right side view. If I click on Z, that is blue, then I can see my object from front angle. Okay, this is from the front view. And if I click on the green one, which is Y, then I can see my object from top view. Next, we'll explore our game window icons. In game window, the first drop down you get to switch between game or simulator. You can choose any one of them. If you select simulator, now it changes something like this. So here you get so many options. Okay. So based on your requirement, you can choose whichever simulator you want. Next option is scale. So It will help you to zoom in and check if your corner position or something is correct or not. So similarly, you can zoom out and check how it is. So this is for scaling. After that, it comes fit to screen. So if you click on it, your simulator will be snapped to your game window. Okay. If you zoom out also at fit to screen, if you click, then it will snap. Next, it's rotation. You can rotate horizontally or vertically. So based on that, you can choose what type of angle you want. Next is safe area, which shows what's the playable area in your scene. Okay. So yellow, within this yellow border, you can consider as your playable area, safe area. Next, play maximize, play focus and play unfocus. Play maximize, whenever you play, click on the play button. Then whenever it starts playing, your this game window will be maximized. So it will depend on your system performance, how much you have. So for now, it is taking little time to load it up. And once it load up, now you can see it is maximized. Now if you stop or pause, it will be again revert back to this side. Next, play focus and unfocus. So it depends on your layout. So as of now, this layout, if I turn this layout to somewhere here, drag, click and drag. Now, if I change it to play focus and go to my scene view, and if I play again, now automatically it will come to my scene window. Sorry, my game window. Okay. And now again I stop and go to my game window, simulator window, and click play unfocused and go to scene window and play. Now it will not automatically go to this simulator window. So manually you have to select the scene window to get it here. So that's the difference between focus and unfocus. Let's stop it and switch back to our old layout. Next we'll move it to game window. We'll switch it to game window. Now in game window, the options are different. You can see the first option here you are getting to have multiple displays. So suppose if you have an external monitor, what you can do, you can use an application where in your first screen you have a menu, and in your second screen you can play your animation or video or anything. So for that you can use this display options. So maximum you can have 8 displays in your application. Next option is your resolution and aspect ratio. By default, it goes to free aspect where it goes end to end of this game window. Okay. So now if you change it to any other option, like for this example 16:9 aspect ratio, if you select, then you can see there's a black area and this is your playable area. So we have Unity provides multiple predefined options here, and also I have worked on multiple options. So to add a new aspect ratio or resolution, click on this add icon and then you can choose whatever resolution you want. Okay, so there is a drop down for aspect ratio or resolution. You can choose what type of uh, screen you want. Okay, so for now, if it is fixed resolution 1000 by 1000, then it's better to give the same name so that you can understand what's the resolution. So it is 1000 by 1000 and click OK. Now you can see it is 1000 by 1000. It is dropped down here. If you want to change to any other thing, just click on that one and it will be changed. Next is scale. So similar to this what you called simulator, there is also scale where you can zoom in a bit and you can see. But if you zoom in too much, now you can see there is a pixelation in your game window. So this is just to check whether your objects are placed properly or not. You can zoom it and see a bit. So similar to that, we also have play maximized, focused and unfocused, which just now we explained. Next to that, there is a audio icon. In your game, if you have any audio, okay, if you don't want to hear that audio, you can mute it. Now that audio will not be played. Okay. If you unmute it, then audio will be played. Next to that, there is a shortcut icon. Okay. By default, it goes as not active. So what is that means? So if you have, like for this example, OpenSyn is Control O, Control S to save. So these are the shortcuts. So if I click on it, if I play the game, and now if I press Control S, nothing happens. Okay. But if I turn it off, this one, and press the Control S, now you can see a small warning it's showing. So that is called shortcut keys. Next we have stats. Here you can see your FPS or graphics related some information you will get. So if I play it again, now you can see my game is running in almost like 100 FPS. Okay, and all those different, how many tries, batches, all this different graphics related information you will get in your stats. Next we have gizmos. So if you turn it on, now you can see the directional light icon I can see here. Okay, if I turn it off, it will not be seen. And there is a drop down to again, it's similar to the scene window. You can increase or decrease the size of the gizmos. Okay, you can have multiple options, multiple icons you can see. So based on your object, you can see the icons. Now we'll understand this lock icon in our inspector. So if you select any object, I can see the components attached to this object. Okay. Now if I lock it and open a new inspector in this here, click on the triple dot, add tab, and then click on inspector. Now you can see here the same object. Okay, the same components, you can see it here. And this one is locked and this one is unlocked. Now if you select any other object, for example, if I select this capsule, now I can see my capsule properties here, the components. But as this one is locked, so you can see the cube here. So this is just to compare the objects where you in inspector you can compare two objects together. So for that you can use this lock or unlock icon. Also you can copy values from one object to another object. For that purpose also you can use this lock icon. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video till the end. I hope you find this video informative and I'm able to explain the purposes of different Unity editor icons. If you have any questions for me, then please comment down below or you can send me your query via email. See you in the next video. Have a good time.